Hey everybody, welcome back to Average Joe Preparedness. My name's Rick and I'm an Average Joe. Now a while back I did a video and I believe the title was Things Are Moving Pretty Fast. Well, yeah, things are moving quicker. They're moving faster than I thought they would. So, real quick, let's go ahead and catch up on current events. I guess we'll call it that. What's going on, things that you probably need to be concerned about, and then we'll get into the main part of this video. Yes? Okay, the first thing in current events we're going to talk about is the Rona shot. Now, I'm not advocating for or against whether you should get the shot or not. That's for each person to decide for themselves. Supposedly, we're all free people. That being said, qualifier, I'm sure the Ministry of Truth will tell us all that we need to get the shot, and if you don't get it, you're a bad person. So obviously you know what side I'm going on because I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm just going to go along with what everybody says. Yes? But that, like I said, that's not what we're talking about. Something you might want to think about is the hate and the reaction people are getting for those who either do or don't want to get the shot. Does that make sense? I mean, people are just losing their minds. And once again, I've pointed out many times before, when people are losing their minds, that's when you need to be concerned because things are going to go wrong. And maybe not just with this, but when things compound, that's when the issues come about. And now we can talk about Texas or the deep freeze or whatever you want to call it. Basically, it went across the country, but Texas was in the news the most. Texas is the one that got hit the worst, I guess. And once again, this is not a prepper channel because Newspeak and the Ministry of Truth says that preppers are bad. So we're going to call this a camper channel or something along those lines. And obviously we're going to talk about this here in a little bit. And that's why we're talking about how in my last video, we went over some camping food and some things that I grabbed in my garage here that we use for camping. How camping things can help you in a contingency. So obviously not prepper stuff, and there's never really an emergency because the government's always going to take care of us. However, in those few little, side little bumps that do happen, camping stuff, if that's what we're going to call it now, that might be the stuff to get you through. So please do me a favor, if you haven't already, go on your feeds or looked in the news or and always edit that stuff down. Lessons that could be learned from Texas, okay? Because once again, if something happens, it's going to happen again. It can't be prevented. You guys with me on that one? Texas, think about it. Learn something from it. Gasoline prices. Just saw today, I was reading, and gasoline prices in the United States have gone up 73% since November, since after the election. Now, a lot of that has to do with, with the storm that just went through and the thing that happened with Texas. Some of it has to do with other things that, like pipelines and the such. And then other things might have to do with what the next subject we're going to talk about, and that is when you start dropping bombs in the Middle East. Yes? But getting back on point, gasoline prices. You need to watch these things. Gasoline goes up, the cost of everything goes up because a major price point of basically everything is the energy that's needed either to produce it or to distribute it. And gasoline is what's used basically in distribution. So gasoline prices are going up. Now, I'm not a prepper, but I do have gas cans. I have them for my lawnmower because I live in suburbia and I have to mow my grass to be just like everybody else. That's why I have cans of gas. I don't have cans of gas for an emergency or for anything along those lines because the government's always going to take care of me. I have them for my lawnmower. Yes, I may have too many, somebody might say, but that's because I don't like to go get gas very often. So that's why I have quite a few gas cans that I keep full for my lawnmower. Yes? Just like lawnmower can help you out, keeping your grass and stuff, just like camping can help you out. Yes? Something to think about. And finally, dropping bombs. So yeah, I didn't get a vote on it, but we basically just dropped bombs on Syria, which is its own country that we're not at war with. So whether you agree or disagree is not the point. The point being is, what is secondary, tertiary? What happens when that happens? Are you with me? So price of gas potentially is going to go up. There's upheaval. There's a lot of people that are upset, which just adds to people being upset about something else, which just adds to people being upset about something else, which just adds to people being upset about something else, which means more people aren't thinking, which means, yeah, things can go wrong. So I'm just pointing all these out in case there's those people that are on the edge that are like, well, I don't know if I should become a prepper. Okay, we're not preppers, we're campers. All right, we're camping stuff. So, well, I don't know if I want to be a camper. Okay, if last year with the pandemic and not having food in the stores, and this year Texas, this just happened where everybody was really cold and electricity went out, if you're not going to be a camper, if you haven't decided, I don't think anything I'm going to say is going to convince you. Yes? So, but for those of you that aren't quite that far on the fence, these are just a few things that you need to think about. Yes? Now, I've been making videos, and in them have been emergency / camping foods. I've done a couple. On the last one, I did a consolidated. It's a condensed MRE, and it actually has its own name. But I told you that I would go out and actually get an MRE so I could show you. It's got a lot more stuff in it than the last one did. We could actually probably compare. I think I have another one of the smaller ones. But anyways, where I normally go, I could actually buy them a la carte. And they stopped doing that. When I went there, all I could get was the case. So I have a case of MREs. You guys can see that right there. Now, MREs, any kind of emergency food. We talked about some of the emergency foods were like $5, I think, are the ones that we went over the bars, and then the last ones. These run about $10. They used to run $9. I used to pick them up. I think I said in my last video they cost about $9 because that's what they used to cost, but the price of everything always goes up. So they cost about $10 a piece. I got a case like 120 something bucks, but I went out there and did it just for you guys. Yes? Okay. I also did it just for me. Well, not just for me and not just for you. I also did it for me because I like to have them on hand and I'd run out. So I went out and got this case. You guys probably don't want to watch me open this up, but I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I'm going to take out the MREs, line them up right here, and you can see what you get for basically 120 bucks. Yeah, I know it's a chunk of change, but it's up to each his own. And these are very convenient, lots of calories. It depends on how you're going to use them. But I'm just throwing out there what the prices are, so that way you guys can decide for yourselves whether it's worth it for you. All right, I'm going to bust these out, put them up right here. Yes? Okay, so this is what fits in that box, or what came out of that box. So you get 12 meals, and I randomly picked one. And it is a beef patty. Sound familiar? I think I had something like that on the last one with jalapeno pepper jack. Sounds tasty to me. But we'll have to wait and see because I'm going to probably give this one a shot. But this is what an MRE, if you guys haven't seen them, I mean, you can see them in movies and the such. So this is what MREs look like. They've got numbers on them because there's different menu items. And we'll notice I got 12, but yet I've got like menu 22. It's random. Whatever in the cases, you don't know what you're going to get. And they've changed the numbers in the past, and I don't know if you've noticed even the packages. See that package versus that package versus that package. So there's not really a lot of, oh, I know exactly what I'm getting when I go by. That's why I like to get them when they were a la carte. Like I could just actually go up, these were just lined up and you could just pick and choose. I think they found that a lot of people were picking some and not picking others, and they got stuck with them. So now you got to buy the whole case. But okay, so this is what comes in there. I'm gonna put them off, and I don't know, maybe I'll test some later on if you guys want. Ooh, look, pizza. Go ahead and leave your comments below if you want to do this, but I figure it's a one-time shot. Again, this was just to show you guys how easy or hard it was, what's containing these, and give or take the price points at the filming of the video, at the time of the videos, because obviously that can change. And to show you what you can or cannot be missing, if that makes sense. Some people have never used it before, they don't know exactly what they're getting into, and that's what I'm doing it so that you know what you're getting into. Yes? And with the magic of video editing, I've packed all the stuff up, put it back in the box. If you take one out, they're packed in so tightly, but if you take one out, apparently you can get 11 of them back into the box relatively. Yeah, it's only temporary anyways. So I took out the beef patty with jalapeno pepper jack. I've already cut this open. Now, oh man, you can't see it. What it said was, it said peelable seal. Now, like, you can just pull those open. Now, if you can, you're a better person than me. I have to cut these damn things. So yeah, rule number 9, Gibbs rule number 9, always carry a knife. Yes? Just in case you got to open one of these. So now, I'm gonna take all this stuff out, video editing. I'm gonna lay it out and we're gonna see what we have in this. And if you wanna go back and watch the other video with the condensed one, and you'll see that there'll be more stuff in this than in that. Yes? All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's go over the contents real fast. We have the classic military spoon. Gotta love those things. This is a hot beverage bag. We'll come back to this one in a minute. Here it is. I don't know if you guys remember the last one I ate, the patty. Can you see the outline of it? Except this one has jalapeno cheese. The side dish, which is potatoes au gratin. You have to look really close, guys. You can actually read that. That's how you find out what the side dishes are. It has an oatmeal chocolate chunk cookie. The reasons why they call it a chunk cookie is because by the time you get it, it's rarely, you know, a cookie. Tortillas, plain. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna use those with, but we'll go for it. This was a surprise. Barbecue sauce. Cheese spread with bacon. Now I think last time when we were eating the crackers, I was like, well, they usually come with peanut butter or cheese spreads. This is a cheese spread with bacon. The only problem is there's no crackers. My carbs is tortillas. Okay, and then here was a surprise. Fat-free mayonnaise. Any ideas so far, guys, what I'm using this fat-free mayonnaise with? I'm just potatoes au gratin, maybe? I don't know. M&M's instead of Skittles. The last one had Skittles in it. Little side package where in the last one the spoon was in it. It's not this time. I'm gonna open this up in just a sec. And the heater. Yes? So that's the inventory. Let me bust into this and we'll come back. Okay, going off the little side pouch real fast, we have toilet paper or tissues, toilet paper, basically. Beverage, orange-based type 2. The last one had a different kind of package that was in. We have our coffee. We have our creamer. Sugar. Chiclets gum. Lots and lots of salt. No pepper. A pack of matches, moisture resistant. And as always, our moist towelette for when we finish. Yes? Now, I have a lot of things I don't use when I open these, and I always save them. People say, well, why do you save them? Because sometimes these are like a lottery. You don't know what you're getting. Case in point, this has a lot of salt and no pepper. Last one had pepper. This one has a very small thing of, we called it tang in the last one, you know, orange based. The other one had more. This one has sugar and cream. The other one had 2 sugars. So each one is just a little bit different. What I like about this is, last time we did this, the other one didn't have it when we were talking about making the beverages, is this has a bag you actually put water in. Then, this is the heater that we use to heat up the food. If you saw it in the other video, if you didn't know, we'll show you. It's got a little chemical reaction that heats up. So you actually put water, and then you put this in here the same way you put your food in there to heat this water to make your coffee. So I tend to keep all the stuff I don't use. Like, I have no idea what I'm gonna use fat-free mayonnaise with potatoes au gratin and a beef patty. Anyone? My tortillas? Anybody? So I keep this stuff. But point being, this is the inventory. This is what you get. This is what you got. Yes? I'm sure a lot of you are going to be disappointed because I'm not actually going to eat this in this video. You guys have already seen me eat a pork patty. This one's a little different, but I may eat it in another video. The point of this was to show you what's the difference between one of the consolidated MREs and what you actually get in a full-blown MRE. And then the price difference. I think in the last video I mentioned the condensed one was like $4 and change, give or take. Actually, I looked at them now, and now they're $5 and change. So they've gone up like $1. Give or take, it's about half the price of this. Now, some would argue the other condensed version might actually be a better bargain because you get a lot of the same things. You're just missing a couple things for almost twice the price. And I'm not going to disagree or agree. It's up to the individuals. But basically, without a doubt, if you take 2 or 3 of these items away, you've got the condensed version. So it all depends on what you're looking for. And it all depends, and I mean that. What are you looking for? What are you looking to eat each time you sit down? What are you looking to carry? What are you looking to spend? Yes? So that's the point. I'm going to clean this up, and then we're going to talk about maybe 1 or 2 more things, and then we're going to cut this video short. Okay? I'll be right back. For those of you who hadn't seen the previous video that I keep referring to, this is what I'm talking about. I have another one. This isn't the one I ate. This is a different one. But it's a tailored for operational training meal, a TOTM, a totem, I guess. Now, these are about half the price of a full-blown MRE, and they contain about half the amount of food. They have almost everything else, the supporting equipment, if we're going to call it that, the heater pack, the spoon, the coffee, the drink. They have about half of the food. They both have a main course. Then this one has a side course. This one doesn't. This one had crackers. This one had tortillas. This one didn't have anything to put on the crackers. This one has mayonnaise and cheese and yeah. So basically, those are the two. This is an MRE. This is we'll call it a totem, which is like a miniature MRE. The prices are give or take about 5 and change and 10 and change. And I believe they last 5 years. And these are different than the emergency foods that I'd shown you, the bars and stuff that we eat, because these, you can heat the food up by using the little packages with adding water and the chemical reaction. Yes? So this is it. This is the difference. This is this one. I'll probably come back and eat this one for you guys at a later date. Just not today. I've already had lunch. Okay? We'll finish off with just a few general reminders. Number one, not to sound like a negative person, however, things are not getting better, and things are not going to get better. Things are only going to get worse. And I know that sounds very pessimistic, however, it's also very realistic. I've mentioned it before, there's nothing that's going to come along and just save us, and everyone's suddenly going to get along and sing Kumbaya, and it's not going to happen. So as things get worse and worse and worse and worse, then people are going to get more angry and more unpredictable, which makes them predictable. If you've been following my videos, people don't think. When people don't think, they react a certain way. And as long as you're thinking, you can compensate for that. So once again, camping stuff. If you don't understand how camping things can help you in a contingency or an emergency or a, what is it, SHTF, when the poop hits the fan. So I highly recommend investing your time, not necessarily your money, but your time in looking into these things before you invest your money in what you think you might use and actually use. Once again, I use these things. I go out camping, I take road trips, so I get to practice. I was in the military, mentioned that? Yeah, for a while. So I get to practice with these things and all the other stuff that I've shown you so far and things that I'll show you in the future. So it's just a recommendation. Things aren't going to get better. Things are only going to get worse. Yes? Yes. All right. With that, I'll leave you until next time. I hope this finds you well. Please Be happy, be positive, and be prepared.